Hi, I'm Joyce. I'm the Energy Lady. And this playlist that I'm going to talk about here is about my China experiences. So I'll do a little introduction about what even took me to China. 2011, my youngest daughter we have 4 children, and our youngest was leaving home for college and everybody else was gone. So I was pretty lost, like real lost and real depressed. And so trying to figure out where my next steps were in life, what they were going to be, what was going to present. And so what I experienced was a lot of depression and sadness, and she wasn't even gone yet. How's that? And so I started thinking and imagining, what could I do where I could go be of service? One of the first jobs that I had right out of graduate school was at a women's shelter helping abused women. And so it came to me like, maybe it would be cool to go to other countries to help empower women to take a stand and have a voice. So I actually wrote those words on my vision board, and vision boards, that's for another playlist. But I wrote the words that I go to other countries to empower women to take a stand and have a voice. I thought it sounded cool. It inspired me. I had no clue how that would happen. None. And 6 months later, I had breakfast with a girlfriend of mine, and she said, "Do you want to go to China and teach?" And I said, "No, that's scary. I don't know China." And I really had never traveled abroad before, other than Mexico. And so then when she said to me, "This is what they teach. They teach college women they empower college women how to take a stand for themselves and have a voice." And in that moment, I just started bawling my head off in the restaurant. And I said, "Sign me up. Where do I go? How do I do it?" Scares the heck out of me, but I'm doing it. So I met with Jerry Uberly. She's a woman in Phoenix, Arizona, who started a program called the World Academy for the Future of Women in China. She currently now has programs in Bangladesh and India, I think Nepal, and I can't remember all of them, I'm sorry. But anyway, more programs like that. And so I met with her, nothing professional at all. I was crying my head off the whole time, telling her I'm a yes, just tell me how to go. And she said, "Well, I need you in 4 weeks. So get your plane ticket and start creating a curriculum and plan to be there for 5 weeks and create PowerPoints." And all those things just scared the heck out of me, because I'd never done a PowerPoint before. I'd never written a curriculum before. And I'd never been away from my husband for 5 weeks and never been in a foreign country, and especially for 5 weeks. So all of that really scared me. But I knew in my heart was racing, and my heart was saying, "No, this is what you have to do." And so I said yes to her. And I immediately went home and started asking people for help. Because what do you do when you don't know how to do something? You ask people who do know how to do it to help you. So I started enlisting people to help me write the curriculum, and started pulling out stuff from graduate school. And then I had a friend who was also going to go to China, and she was doing the same thing. And then we had another friend who came to stay with us who was very proficient at PowerPoint. So what happened? She helped me create the PowerPoints that I needed for my curriculum. So all these things that got put together. Oh, in the meantime, I bought my plane ticket. And by the way, this is all volunteer. So I had to pay for my way there, and then they pay my room and board while I'm there. So while I'm doing all this, fear of writing the curriculum, creating the PowerPoints, all that, I also had to find ways to get a visa, which I'd never gotten. And I sent my passport away and it never came back, so it got lost. So I had to go get an emergency passport, then apply for the visa again. Little glitches along the way. And every single time somebody said to me, I told them I was going to China, they wanted to tell me scary things. Well, guess what? I stopped them. I said, Don't tell me the scary stories. I've already made my decision and I'm going. And so don't tell me the scary stuff. I only want to hear the good stuff. And the reason for that is because I'd already made my choice. Nobody was going to change my mind. My husband was extremely supportive of it. He thought it was wonderful. And so in the meantime, things flowed, started happening. I got to China, and I got to China in September of 2011. I went there under the assumption that I was going to teach these women how to take a stand and have a voice for themselves. And yet I had no clue what I was doing in this foreign country. And those girls, those college girls, just swooped me up and took me under their wings. And I was given a person called a handler that took me everywhere, to the stores, to my classrooms, on campus. I lived in the dorms with other foreign faculty, which was really nice. I got more and more, not comfortable, but familiar with the food, with the smells, with all the stuff that comes with a foreign country. But what really happened was my first night in class. It was night classes that I taught, because this is a volunteer program also for the women in China. And so they have classes all day and then they attend this class at night. When I first stood there and said, "What do you women want me to teach you?" They're beautiful, shy Chinese women. And a little one on the back row raised her hand very timidly and bowed her head, and she said, "Please teach us confidence." I almost cried in that moment, because all I could think of is, how on earth am I going to teach confidence? I didn't feel confident. But then I thought, you know what? I do feel confident. I just did some really hard things to get to China. Things that scared the heck out of me. But I listened to myself, my heart, and I knew that's what I was there to do. I didn't let people sway me, and I did it. So I said to him, you know what? I will teach you confidence. And guess how you get confidence? You do hard things. You do things that you don't believe you can do. You do things that you're afraid to do. You do things that you said, I can't do that. And you go do it. That's how you get confidence. So I challenged the women to do 3 hard things, to write those 3 hard things down right then in that moment. So that's what I ask you to do. If you want to gain more confidence, write down 3 hard things that you want to do and you're afraid to do. And then go find a way to execute those things. And if you need help, ask people to help. People are out there who know how to do those things, just like I got help in writing my curriculum and in doing the PowerPoints. Ask people to help you. I ask people all along the way, how do I go get a fast passport? How do I get a visa? I did not know how to do any of these things. People help me. So ask for help. But that's how you get confidence. You get confidence by doing those things. To finish up the story, some of the students came back to me. I said, come back to me and report in 2 weeks. And they came to class every night, but in 2 weeks they reported. And many of them had done at least 2 of the hard things that they had written down. And they were things like, one wanted to be a photographer, but had no idea how. So she found a photographer on campus who she could shadow. And then another one wanted to meet the president of the university, and she was extremely shy. But there was an open forum on campus where the president was speaking, and she raised her hand and asked him a question about going to graduate school in America. Well, he invited her to his office for a personal meeting to talk to her about what her opportunities would be. That's just 2 of the stories that come from that. But I had multiple women who did those hard things, and they said to me, you're right, Joyce. I do feel more confident. I do feel strong, and like I can do hard things. So that's this. Take the challenge. If you don't feel confident in who you are, then take the challenge to write down 3 things that scare you, that you're afraid to do, that you want to do, and then start finding a way to execute those things. And ask for help. And come back and let me know how you're doing, because I would love to hear. Thanks. Have a good day.